truck campers they're never going to be the biggest, most spacious experience ever. But if you're looking for a little bit more without going to that like gigantic mammoth truck camper, Northwood, Arctic Fox kind of styling, I might have a cool solution for you here. This is the modern Buggy TC14. It's going to come in, the weight of this thing's about 2,000 pounds. So you're going to pretty much want a 3/4 ton and up. It should be able to work for most long or short beds. There's various situations that depend on that. Our local folks can help guide you through matching the truck camper to the truck bed kind of process. But the build of this thing is very cool. It is an all welded aluminum cage structure. There's essentially no wood in the structure. There's some wooden cabinetry, but we have a full fiberglass exterior roof sweep, no rubberized roofing. You have about 400 watts, I think, of solar up on the roof, full air conditioner, 2 XL vent fans, double Azdel wall, so Azdel layering on the inside and outside, and a Vixenite composite floor system. So again, essentially not really wood in the structure of this thing. It does have a bathroom. It's a wet bath, but it is a fully fiberglass enclosed bathroom, so you don't have to like wipe down wooden walls with a towel when you're done or anything like that. And because this one's a little bit bigger, they were able to put a little bit bigger seating in it and a nice chunk of storage by the door. It's got some cool things. It's got a couple things I also personally don't like, and I'm going to point out both of those to help give you things to think about to make sure this is the right one for you or not. And if you appreciate that candid approach, hit that subscribe button, and let's go. And I want to mention right away as we step in here, truck campers are very difficult for my style of video capture in that I don't like to use any variety of fisheye wide-angle lensing. I give you a very brief look at this thing in that form earlier, just so that you could get a sense of the layout. But a lot of this video is going to be very slow-moving footage with my annoying voice talking over it and going very slow, looking at things very close to your face. But this one being a little bit bigger than like the, they make one called a 12. And instead of the TC14, it's the TC12. It doesn't quite have enough room for a full sofa. So you just kind of have a little bit of a bench. Now that one's interesting in that it actually has a lagoon table, whereas this one has this pedestal style table. But I think I figured out the reason why. Basically because the pedestal leg is far faster and easier to get out of the way if you want to flip this thing into the down position. Lagoon tables are really neat for the multifunctionality, but there's a lot of like individual little cranks that can get kind of annoying. So converting from like sleeper to seater is much easier. Now you might have noticed one of our armrests has magically disappeared. They're removable basically, but they actually have this nice vertical slot that holds them in place. A lot of those little cushy armrest bolsters frankly kind of suck. Little foot locker storage down here, that's where you can keep a couple odds and ends, like the post for that pedestal style table right there. You see this does have an onboard propane system. We do have propane heating and cooking in here. The ceiling is about a traditional 6.5 foot interior, which is kind of nice. A lot of times when a builder tries to say that they have lightweight truck campers, it's a very short ceiling. And the big full-size roof air up here, you should be breathing icicles in this sucker if you are so inclined. I'll tell you what, we'll take a look at the front bed and then we'll back up and take a look at the kitchen. One of the nice things about this model, if you care, the entertainment's at a little bit better position. So this is not a direct facing entertainment. This is a truck camper like this is not made for sitting inside and watching Netflix all day. But if the weather sucks and you are stuck in here, or if it's the middle of the night and you're grabbing a bite to eat, whether you're in bed or if you're sitting over here at the dining, you've got a little bit of entertainment options. Now, again, if you look up, you might notice that all fiberglass interior ceiling liner. It's an all aluminum construction, all like Azdel walls, Vixenite composite floor decking. Vixenite is a thing that a lot of people aren't familiar with, but if I say Azdel, people know what it is. Vixenite is a different name brand of composite core material, and it's a 3/4 inch thick Vixenite composite floor, so it's a heavy duty composite floor essentially. You'll find another one of these big XL vent fans up in the bathroom as well. Now you can see The reflectivity of the fiberglass makes it look like there's an air traffic controller Kmart special blue light system going on here, but those are blue and white dual element reading lights. You've got some USB plugs up there on either side. This is that little dining table and one of those sofa bolster armrest things I was talking about. And there was a moment I was going to open this up and say, hey, look, it even has a closet space. Now, I like to even share little details. You might not care, it might annoy somebody. I noticed that this door just clears the mattress, so if you have some bedding on here, you're gonna have to get the sheets kind of out of the way. I thought this was going to be like closet space, and it's not. And I get it, it's maybe not tall enough to be closet space, but I sort of wish it maybe had like an extra shelf in it. It's like a tall, weird space. I don't know what you do with that to make it maximally effective and functional. Notice you have some USB plugs under this little overhead shelf. You have some of those on either side. What I haven't quite figured out, this is a hollow wall construction because it's not laminated. They surface mounted a power outlet here. They flush mounted a power outlet over there. And I don't know why. I don't know if there's something in the wall that required them to do that. Some of those little details, like they did the same thing over here in the kitchen, which is interesting to me. Actually, they did the exact same thing in the kitchen where they did 1 and 1. Why? I don't exactly know. If someone is an RV electrician and can help this idiot nerd understand, I would love to expand my knowledge base and maybe share that with some people. The kitchen here is not bad for a truck camper. Truck camper kitchen's not known for being, I mean, it's not a full-time, 40-foot fifth wheel with a giant rear kitchen. There just isn't that kind of space going on. They give you some big doors down here, but because of, where you have to have the truck rails, the side of the truck box, that isn't exactly a lot of storage. But look at this. I'm going to get you right up close here to the drawers. They are down with the thickness, ladies and gentlemen. I can't explain this effectively on camera. You have to get in here and see this in person. They have such just a liquid fluidity about them. I don't know if they're using a higher grade of ball bearing glide or if they're just installing their stuff that much better. I'm not sure. That, by the way, is a 12-volt fridge. A lot of times when you see a fridge like that, people assume it's going to be 110 only. Flipping around the other direction here, all of your electrical converter stuff is kind of all in this corner. Usually you see this stuff mounted down at the floor. I kind of like it up high. I don't know if it's easier or harder to wire it one way or the other. I'm not sure. But I feel like it's just easier to actually like reach and exchange the blade fuses and stuff if need be. Give you a almost a second pantry, just some kind of open shelving, although I like how they don't leave it completely bare and open face, just a little bit of netting. It's got to cost next to nothing, but it is just so stupidly useful, This back corner, though, has some awesome storage about it. Trick is it's going to take me a couple different shots of showcasing all this because, one, they don't give us struts for the overhead cabinet. These cabinet doors are heavy freaking duty as well. Good Lord. Is that a painted wood door? Jeez, oh Pete's. Anyway, and some bubble wrap from the dining table thing I threw up there. Kind of forgot it was there. Doesn't look pretty on camera, but I guess it gives us an idea for space. I'm not sure. We're gonna just try to turn chicken poop into chicken soup. What's also really nice is what's down here, where we actually do have, I was looking for a closet up in the bedroom area. I think my brain says bed, closet, those two things go together, which makes sense. But truck campers are different. They're a little trickier. So whether you're using this as additional pantry space, hanging space, a spot for a jacket, whatever, or if you get some of those hanging dresser shelf organizers, you could turn this into a big pocket, a very useful space. Truck campers, this is rare and valuable in truck camper space. And then really tucked over here in the corner is our wet bath. We do have one of those retractable kind of shower doors things going on. And I'm not saying it was the most spacious station and situation, but generally speaking, I got around this thing. I mean, for a truck camper, I was not mad at the toilet space. Now, it is a wet bath, so it is a shower and bathroom all in one. Because of the, again, you have to allow for the truck bed rails. They did have to kind of go with a bit of a vessel sink here, raising everything up. It puts the sink a little higher than I would like it, but I can kind of deal with it. What else you gonna do, right? The walls, it is, you might notice the shininess. Again, it is a full fiberglass enclosure. And where that shower head is located, it, like you can't just like lean over to really shower. You sort of have to grab the wand. I'll show you what I mean in just a second here. Big XL vent fan in the bathroom. I feel like I'm missing something in this bathroom, and I think I finally just figured it out. I feel like there should be a mirror right there. Even a little one, even a basic mirror. Well, you're leaving me a note on whether the mirror would be nice or not, because I can't tell you what to do. I thought I'd give you a little bathroom selfie demo. So actually sitting here, like I said, it's how you doing? Kind of situation. Now, thankfully, everything in here is waterproof. This is like all composite. This is big plastic countertop. I was kind of curious, like if I stand up in here, I can barely just stand in here, but this is too far out of the way. I think if you're really doing the bathing thing, I think for the most part, you're probably gonna grab it and then like sit down and do what you need to do with it, like speaking to it like a microphone. I think what I would probably do is I'd hit that little button plunger. Come on, get on camera. There we go. The button plunger. There you go. To shut it off. And then I would probably just sort of like, come here, sit it over here in the sink. Truck camper footage is tough, guys, because it's always going to dribble a little bit. And then I'd pick it up and do what I got to do, set it back down because it's got a drain, you know, and this does have an onboard gray tank. Now, taking a look at the weights and the stats and everything over here, as I said when this video began, because of the base weight of this, even before cargo, I do think you want to probably be in something more of that 3/4 ton and up pickup range. I don't think this is going to be a good fit for half tons because I think it will blow the payload rating of a half ton out of the water, which is the exact same reason I don't like a lot of fifth wheels with half tons. They just don't work with the payload rating. Quick construction points. I mentioned this when the video began, but all fiberglass exterior, including the roofing. There is no, what do I want to say, rubberized roof membrane. Now, I think I mentioned like 400 watts of solar. I can't remember if this is 200 base or 400 base. Again, our local folks can double check. This is a new brand to me, so I'm still learning some of the ins and the outs, and they make a variety of different things. And when you're in some very specialized product like this, there's each model has its own specific little quirks and nuances, and I don't have that all knocked down from rote memory quite yet, so apologies there. Let's start on the back corner over here. I want to mention first and foremost remote controlled power landing gear. I'm a big fan. The amount of cranking on a manual jack system on a truck camper, I've done it. It's not that I'm incapable, it's just not fun. Fagatti 60,000 BTU on-demand water heater, and this is where our propane would be located. Single, looks like 20-pound bottle in a you know, fully sealed kind of cavity, and obviously, well, not fully sealed, it has to be ventilated, but you get the idea. The people ask, you know, why doesn't that lock? Well, it doesn't lock because you have to be able to access and shut off propane quickly. It's a fire safety thing. There's also a hot, cold outside utility shower over there that I glossed over very, very quickly. Now, our exterior skin is, well, fiberglass, but the substrate on your walls, on the outside and inside layer, actually, is Asdel. So there's no wood paneling in here. It's a welded aluminum cage construction. That style of construction, if you watch my Cedar Creek factory video tour, you'll see, you know, even some very classic big fifth wheels like Riverstone that have been around for a long time, they still build this way. It's a more expensive way to build. I personally feel it's a longer lasting way to build, and I say that based on years of observational evidence. I've been doing this over 16, 17 years now. I don't know. I've been doing this a long time. I've earned my you know, opinions on this stuff. I think I'm not an authority. It's not my way or the highway. I don't believe that. But RVs built this way are what I call a good bones style construction, where they are very long lasting, and God forbid you have a leak. It still sucks. You still got to take care of it. You could ruin some of the cabinetry perhaps, but the structure of the RV kind of can't fail. It's aluminum, it's composite. You have some batten insulation in the walls you'd need to replace, but that's not the biggest challenge in the world necessarily. You know what I mean? I don't have a key for this, and I do apologize. You do have a cassette style toilet in that little door right there. What I'm not sure is what is in these little cavities right here. Let's check this out. Battery. Okay, battery in our power jack remote control. So what is on the opposite cavity over here? Just space. Looks like power cord space, utility space. I almost said wheel chocks just because I'm always recording towable RVs, but yeah, I don't think you're going to be needing a lot of wheel chocks for your truck camper, now are you? So if you're curious or serious about where we have one of these, what the price tag is running, anything like that, check the links in the video description. If I remember, I will try to look up a few other links from some other mod buggy stuff that I've done, or maybe a couple other truck campers. I don't know. I've been trying to capture a little bit more in the way of truck campers this year. Let me know if you want me to keep that coming or focus in on some other things. As always, you folks guide this channel, and I just do my best to fulfill it. So till next time, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.